Hello everyone, DM Johnny here from Dungeons & Dice, and today we're going to go over how to add non-combat pets into your D&D campaign. So I'm going to break this down in a few different steps, but first off we're going to go over how you should be doing this. Alright, there are two things I add to all my non-combat pets. First off, a B tier skill check. What I mean is not something that's used consistently. So we don't want investigation, perception, arcana, athletics. The persuasion ones are a little iffy. I'm okay with a little bit of it, not too much. And the reason I keep it to these bonuses is because, well, it goes to the owner or the player that takes care of the pet basically, as well as the bonus ability that we'll talk about in a bit. They don't have stat sheets, but I would say they have like 10 HP and 10 AC. That's about it. Maybe even 5 HP. Up to you though. So what I'm thinking is you want to add a +1 to whatever this pet is. So let's take the example of my dog. My dog is Border Collie, sheep herder. So I would give it +1 animal handling because it makes sense. She helps me with animal handling. And then from there, you want to give it a bonus ability. Now the bonus ability is pretty minor. For instance, for a sheepdog, I would probably do +1 to animal handling, or maybe even advantage on animal handling when it comes to herding, like herding type beast, right? Smaller, medium herding beast like sheep. She herds chickens, but she was taught to do that. So it's a little bit different. But if you don't want to do a sheepdog, what we have over in Rickshaw's, which is our $1 a month over on Patreon, you get a PDF of 11 non-combat pets. You can go check that out. But the other option, bonus ability that I have for my dogs is +1 to perception, but when you're keeping watch. So if you are at camp at night or whatever, you have a +1 to your perception checks to keep watching. That's how it is. Another example, I'm going to go ahead and use my chickens because I have chickens. The chickens, I would probably honestly do either animal handling or maybe even acrobatics because they are a bit tricky to catch if you don't know what you're doing. Survival or nature is another option because somehow they miraculously don't eat poison plants. I don't know how, but they don't. And they also dig up worms. But in addition, what we have, again, over in Rickshaw's, is you roll a 1d20 a day. And if you get a 20, you get 1 golden egg. And this golden egg has a variety of options. You can sell it first off for 25 gold, or you can crack it open and cook it. And if you cook it, you will get 1d8 temp HP. And alternatively, you can also basically use it as like a 1d8 heal just by kind of cracking it and drinking it, which I know isn't sanitary, but it's D&D world, so it's gonna work. Basically, it's a little mini heal or 25 gold, but you have to roll a d20 and get the 20 to get it. Like another quick example would be a raccoon. We have plus survival because, you know, they're survivalists, and then like they can go out, and I think it is you basically roll a d20. If you get a 20, you then roll a 1d100 and you get something from the trinkets table, right? Because raccoons go in garbage. Now, if you're gonna make your own, as I said, add those B tier stats and then think of a bonus ability, but do not, I repeat, do not give them flying ones. I'm telling you this as a DM who's been playing for a while. If you give them flying creatures, here's what's gonna happen. They're gonna bond with this creature, and eventually someone in the group's gonna get speak with animals. They're gonna talk to this flying creature, and they're gonna have it go scout out in combat, or before combat, to help you with combat. And these are intentionally designed to be non-combat pets. I tell my group, if you bring them into dungeons and you guys get ambushed in camp, I'm just saying there is a chance that your pet could go down. They don't have a ton of HP. They're like 10 armor, 5 HP type creatures. They're not meant for combat. They're just meant to give you a little boost, and not, you know, it's not a magic item, right? It's a good little addition that isn't taking up an attunement slot, and everybody likes pets.
That'll do, pig.
We're using a bit of psychology here, and human beings seem to like to take care of creatures. So there you go. You give them a pet, they're more inclined to be in this world. They're more inclined to take care of this thing and perhaps even protect whatever the heck the world is that you are playing in. And then lastly, if you're looking for a way to implement it, what I do, as I said, I use Rickshaw, but you don't have to do this. You can use some sort of pet store, or even like, hey, there was a couple of wolf cubs or dog pups that were taken by these goblins, and now they're free for you to take. Rickshaw for me, he's a goblin, and he basically goes around in a caravan and sells these pets for 10 gold pop. I like to add them to the campaign because I typically have like a home base type situation. So they have these pets that they can just kind of have around when they get back. Sometimes they bring them, sometimes they don't, but it's up to you. I know some people don't like goblins as like, they automatically attack goblins. Not in my worlds, typically we're normally a little, maybe, maybe not. But if it's not goblins, you know, use a dwarf, use a halfling, something like that. Just give it a little caravan and drop them off. And I promise you, your group's mostly gonna like it. Some people will skip it, but for the most part, they will pick up a pet. All right, that is going to do for me. If you do make another one, please leave a comment down below. We're always adding more. Like, we have 11 right now in Rickshaw's. Go check out the Patreon if you're interested. Definitely gonna add 9 more to even that out at 20. But I really would like to get like up to 30, 50, something like that. I know it's a big number, but there's a lot of people. So if you have a new one, let me know the stats, let me know the effect, leave it down in the comments, you know, we'll like it and all that business. Thank you. And if you liked what you saw and got what you needed, you can either go check out the Patreon, or you can, of course, subscribe and all that business. My $5 patrons, I do appreciate you. I appreciate all my patrons, but here are my $5 patrons. Tried to get some fish food. These guys do not eat fish flakes or fish food, so I'm gonna have to find something else that the minnows eat. But there's a lot of them right now, so I'll try and do a little bit of different stuff. Also, might try and feed my chickens different things that they can actually eat. They like watermelon, they like cantaloupe, and they like to eat their own eggs. So if you wanna get your name basically eaten by various creatures, $5 patrons, there you go. That's where it ends up. All right, that will do it for me. If you liked what you saw and got what you needed, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next video. Later, Gators.